Hello, everybody. This is Shrikant Dasari from Dasari Tuts. So, in this lesson, we are going to learn about how to make nested member functions in C++. Okay, so the concept of nested member functions is very quite simple. So, if you call a member function within another member function, so that eventually leads to the concept of nested member functions. Okay, so let us look into the concept with a small example. Okay, so here I am on my Visual Studio, uh, the Express Edition for 2013. Okay, so I have already created a project and I'm just adding all the basic stuff like header files and so on and so forth. So next we should add all the basic stuff like namespace, so std. So here I'm taking a class definition. So let's name our class as foo. Okay, so the private member of the class is going to be, let's take a single private member. Let's say it as mind. Just taking a single private member here. Okay. So under the public section, so I'm taking two. I'm defining two member functions. One is void set. So one is void set. Okay. So void set. The set function is just used to initialize some value to our private data members. So here I have initialized that to 0, and let's define another member function. It's going to be get. Okay, so get not just does nothing, just returning data type, sorry, returning the value for whatever the variable we have set using the set method here. Okay, so return my int. Okay, so here we have, so we are done with our class definition. So very quite a simplest possible class in the world. Okay, so now let's take the main function here. So I'm just defining the main to complete the program. Return 0, cin.get. So just output stays a constant here. Okay. So here I am creating an object for the class foo here. Okay. So foo f1. So I've just created an object. So if I call, so before the nested member functions, as we have said earlier, if you call a member function within another member function, that leads to the concept of a nested member function. So here I'm explicitly calling the set function inside the get method here. Okay, so this saves some lines of code when you are writing a large programs. Okay, so you need not whatever the, so if you want, you can make calls of according to your requirement. You can make calls of a member function within another member function. Okay, so here that's what we have done. So in the main function, I have just created an object for foo class here. Okay, so with the help of that object, I am just calling the get function here. Okay, so before that, let me take another variable. Let's say int I var or something like that. So just to store, so since here the get method returns some variable or returns some value, so we need to cache that value. So for that purpose, I'm taking a variable here I var. Okay, so I put out it here. Okay, so I'm just displaying that variable, whatever the value, just displays here. Okay, so cout I var. Okay, so we are done with our program. I'm just running the program here with the help of F5. It's taking a couple of seconds. Okay, so here we have the 0. So whatever the value we have set using our set function, that's what got displayed here. Okay, so if you want, you can set another value. Let's say -1 or something like that. Run the program once again. So you get that value -1 here. Okay. So in this way, you can make the nested member function calls within the other member function. Okay. So to summarize once again, so here we have taken a class foo, which consists of a private data member, nothing but mind here, and also we have a set method and get method, two different methods, very quite a simple program. Okay, so the set method just sets the value of whatever the private data member here, and also we have a get method which just returns whatever the value or whatever the data member the value set here. Okay, so here we have instead of taking separately, instead of calling the set method explicitly using the reference of an object, Okay, so as we have done in the previous lessons, we have just directly called the set method inside our get method here. Okay, so so what is the so since you are calling the set method, the set member function, I'm using the method terminology, which is very different, which is similar, quite similar in the Java world. So in C++, we need to call this as a member function. Okay, since it is operates with the data of data member. Okay, so here we have our data member. I'm just putting a couple of comments. So data member and member function. So since we are calling the member function within another member function, so you need not use any object reference or pointer, this pointer reference or something like that. We need not. That's not mandatory. So you can directly call the functions, the function within another member function directly with that name here. Okay. Oops. Okay. So in the when coming to main, we have just created an object for foo class here, and since and we are calling the get method here using that object. So as soon as this statement is encountered by the compiler, the control automatically jumps to the get method here, and which in turn calls the set method, and the control passes back to this definition here and sets the value of my int variable to -1, and then the control returns back to the get method and returns whatever the value set here. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about excuse me. This is the basic stuff about so how to define or how to make nested member function calls in C++. So see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.